Alright guys and gals, I'm back again. Um, I'm thinking about doing these videos pretty much every day since game news happens every day. Uh, as most of you probably know, some of you might not, but we're about 2 days away from E3, and a lot of companies, they have their own press conferences. Believe it or not, this year I guess technically speaking, Google kicked us off with its Stradia. I have to do a little more poking around in that. Won't take long, but I wanted to make that a separate video because I wanted to do a little more research. I think it was I don't know if Amazon or Netflix or something I heard was getting into it with this kind of streaming. I'm not 100% sure on that. That's why I wanted to do some research first. But EA generally, I remember a few years ago, I guess it's going to be tradition, but generally kicks off the start of E3. Not technically, but you know, as it turns out, it's happens this time around, this time of year. So I'm going to tell you that I'm going to read off a piece of paper in my notes what EA has confirmed that kicked off. And then I'll give you a list of confirmed games that are supposedly going to be there. If you happen to watch this video, which I hope I hope you do, um, you can definitely Microsoft. Live on the East Coast. Microsoft is going to kick off their event at 1 p.m. on the East Coast, and there's going to be a few others, big studios that are going to announce their big announcements tomorrow, technically Sunday, June 9th of 2019. So I'm looking forward to that. Uh, might even, hopefully, I know as crazy as it sounds, but I work with my brother, so I don't always know when I'm going to be around, but tomorrow I should be around, and hopefully I can see the event as it unfolds. That'll be exciting for me. Um, I mean, it even looks like I've been there, but unfortunately that's not the case. Uh, one of these days, someone will recognize me in my YouTube channel whenever it gets big enough for people to watch it or they want to watch it, which is cool because I can't wait to answer questions and make friends, share my love for video games and the hobby and basically video games, old and new. And one day I'm going to be doing interviews with people who, some people will probably never know, but it very excites me. I look forward to doing that with George Romero, or anyone else, the inventor of Pac-Man, Mario, whoever, anybody who made a game, was any process of it. I definitely look forward to doing that. Sorry for getting off the subject, but games are just my passion, my love, so I could talk all day about them. Okay. Um, there are a few things that I didn't write down. I mean, it's a lot to put out, a lot to record. There's a lot there. You want to, I kind of wanted to save some for you, but I didn't want to feel like I was taking everyone's information, even though there are news websites. It's not like it's illegal. I mean, they put it out there. But right now, I usually I go to my favorite magazine. That's Game Informer. I use that one a lot. But there's also IGN and Kotaku. I'm going to find out. I know there's some more. I'm going to find them. Making a habit of checking everybody. Excuse me. Um, I shouldn't eat before I do these videos, but I hate doing anything on an empty stomach. So I had some delicious meatloaf that my brother and me made. Generally, my brother made it, but it's phenomenal. I can't get enough of that. I love that meatloaf. I know, getting off the subject again. I'm sorry, but like I said, I just can't think on an empty stomach. But anyway, what I was saying earlier was I use other websites to find the news for now. Obviously, like most people probably do. But if you want to, I mean, obviously go to the ones you probably know. Off the top of my head, Game Informer, IGN, and Kotaku. Kotaku, if I'm saying that right. Check those websites if you want the latest E3 coverage and you want all the latest news, because obviously they're going to cover a lot more than I can at the moment. But I still enjoy talking with you or myself at the moment. Maybe one day someone will appreciate these videos. But so we're going to start off with EA. EA was officially the first. Some of you probably know the biggest news. Well, leave that for last, generally, before I read off the list. But as you know, I mean, EA has FIFA. They have Madden, so these shouldn't surprise you. I was a little surprised about Gears 5, but not really. I mean, it's a great series. It's ongoing. Yes, I heard something about Assassin's Creed. I don't know if that's. I don't think that's exactly EA, but I had written that down in between these notes. Just throwing that out there. I know there's a lot of Assassin's Creed fan. Sims 4 has been announced. I know there's a lot of Sims 4. Funny thing is, I can't play Sims 4. Saved my life, but I seen someone else play it, and then I kind of figured out how to play it. I know it's so simple to everyone else, but it's like I get overwhelmed if you don't do things right away. I guess my mind is, I always think systematically, so I think that's what happened. Watch someone else play it and I'm like, oh, well, that's what you got to do. You know, just have to keep your character busy. Now, Battlefield 5. I wrote a little side thing. There are going to be some updates and new maps. I know I was still of Battlefield 1, so I was excited about 5, even though I still haven't played it. I don't know. We're looking up the story mode because I don't remember. I love the Call of Duty World War II story mode. I'm sorry, that's a different game. So I don't know if Battlefield 5. No, actually, I think it does have a story mode like the Battlefield 1. So it's a good game. At least the story mode. If it was like Battlefield 1, it's definitely a good game to play. At least the story idea. Now, I know a lot of people are loving Apex. Apex is Apex Season 2. Like I said, another reason why to go to the websites. I don't want to do all these details, but Apex looks like a fun game. I'm just not keen all the time on multiplayer because sometimes I just want to get lost and I don't want to like play with people I don't know. And a lot of times I play multiplayer games and people ruin the game. It's just like, I might as well just play, some old retro game and have a good time getting lost in that. But I mean, it is what it is. It looks great. It looks fun to play. I've seen people play it, and I was like, this game looks like, kind of reminds me of PUBG a tad, but I actually like it better. I'm like, this game looks really good. But when I start a stream on Twitch, that's probably when I'll start gaming with people, because generally I notice a lot of Twitch players are pretty consistent, because I mean they're keeping their channel and they're keeping their viewers around. So they want to be like actual gamers. And apparently there's a new character, a scientist. I saw it was a female. Looks pretty cool. With I'm gonna spoil this a little bit. She has like these things sticking out of her backpack. Kind of reminds me if you played Wolfenstein, where they have those things. I think they're for electricity of some kind. Draws in some kind of electric, but it looks pretty cool. Wonder how her character will be, but I think her character looks pretty cool. That'll be interesting to see. Hold on here. These games have been leaked, according to Game Informer. And I've seen them on other websites. But Ni no Kuni, Elder Ring. Most people know Ni no Kuni. I know the Elder Ring. Can't remember who it's made by. I think the people who did Dark Souls, if I read the article correctly, and it's going to be an action. It's a fantasy action RPG. I love action RPGs ever since the original Diablo. So that'll be fun, I assume. Um, and the last one is Tales of Arise, leaked. Um, see, there's not much on that. There was, I guess, something leaked on Reddit or something like that with the picture. Obviously, we might find more out at E3, but there's not much other than some pictures. It was a picture of this guy battling with I think it was a boar, like a huge boar, like a fantasy boar or something. This thing was huge. It had colors on it. Um, but I mean, so that's the information so far that I've given you on EA before E3, essentially. Um, Now I wrote this. I wrote these down because these are. Now I did mention there were some games in here that I mentioned, 2 or 3 of them, that were guaranteed to be at E3, probably confirmed from the developers. But these games are confirmed, and a couple of them I'm really, 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 really looking forward to hearing more about. But I guess they put the biggest ones in the front. Um, Borderlands 3, we know that's confirmed. It's coming out in November, but we're going to hear more about it. I think, if I remember, it's going to have 4 more character classes. So, um, and Dying Light 2, a lot of people love the first one. I know I saw a video on the second one. The programmer was saying the way you do things affects the world around you, and it sounds pretty cool, to be perfectly honest with you, because it gives you new ways to play, and kind of that cool. Every action gets consequence or something like that. Doom Eternal, which is a game. I mean, I've been a Doom fan since the original Doom, since id Software did Wolfenstein. Technically, I've been a huge id fan, basically, because of them creating the first-person shooter, which is one of basically my favorite genre of video game. But it's not like that's all I play. I play tons of games because I want to experience the awesomeness of every type of game. So I'm not discriminatory, but I do love first-person shooters. Cyberpunk 2077. Now, it's a game everyone knows very little about at the moment. It does look like a shooter, my favorite type, like I just said, so I'm looking forward to that. If you look at the website, if you look at, I don't know if it was IGN, where you just Google it, Google like 2000 Cyberpunk 2077 leaked. There was like a picture of what they believe the cover is going to be, and this particularly had pre-order bonuses, things like that, um, that were supposedly, you know, seemed legit, but could also be non-legit. But since the poster, the same website showed the poster to Cyberpunk 2077 at the E3 conference over a building, and it looks exactly like the cover of this Cyberpunk 2077. So there's a good possibility it's real. I think things add up. Like they were mentioning the publishers in Poland, or not the publisher, if I'm correct, the game distributor, something about the distributor, it's in Poland. Don't quote me on that. And they said these things are, they're all adding up. Either it could still be an elaborate scheme, but I'm kind of wondering if it is legit, because this particular website did some research into it, but they even said it could still be elaborate hoax, but it's pretty cool. So we're going to hear about that, which is something I want to hear about. So by the time you probably even see this video, you probably even seen it. It'll be old news, but apparently people are looking forward to that game. So it's a highly anticipated game. I think supposed to re-release this year. I'm not 100% sure of it. So as always, we're going to be seeing some very heavy hitters for November, including one that I'm going to talk about later, a little later, not far from now. But let me continue. Sinking City is another one. That's another one that I saw that was like the guy was holding a Tommy gun. So you know it's a shooter, or at least some shooting. So that interests me a little bit. I know I did see a video on it. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't know what to tell you other than, because I don't know what to expect. Shooting could be an afterthought. I don't know. Would it be great to have another first-person shooter? Sure. But we're going to find out more about what this game is at E3. So this is a million and one reasons why you should tune in and try to get as much coverage as you can, or wait till after. Let's see, we have Marvel The Avengers. I'm not exactly sure what that type of game is. Could be an MMO. I'm guessing it's a fighting game. I'm not 100% sure. Catherine, Full Body. I don't know if you remember the full Catherine. I think if I recall, it's about this guy who's having dreams about this beautiful woman that he meets or something. Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I saw some video of that. That looked really good. If you're a Ghost Recon fan, you should check that out. But I'm looking at Ghost Recon. I'm like, man, I should play Ghost Recon. I'm gonna go to GameStop and ask them how they are. But the games look good. Just like I said, I've got a few games I want to play again, and a couple of games I have to get around to playing. So I gotta, and so I want to get around to playing now. So I don't think Ghost Recon's an afterthought. I want to ask and see how that is. I'm really looking forward to playing Days Gone, but that's another story. Let's see, Harvest Moon, Mad Dash, Monster Hunter World, Iceborne, Psychonauts 2, Rocket Arena. And those are the other ones. I know Harvest Moon, if I remember, is an RPG. Monster Hunter, the kind of title says it. I can't remember what Psychonauts is, but I know a lot of people loved it. And that's all I remember. Rocket Arena, I don't know if, I think that might have something to do with those, Rocket League with the cars and things, if you remember what they hit the soccer ball. I'm not sure if that's the same game. Like I said, these are just the names. But the biggest news that everyone's excited about as of today, even yesterday I should say, is the announcement of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Now, I was watching IGN and I heard that the programmer said that it's supposed to take place after the events of Star Wars 3. So it's going to be an interesting game. I saw some gameplay, and if you want to click in the link below, there's some gameplay to it. You can see for yourself. But it's generally on any big gaming news website, Game Informer, IGN, and Kotaku, that you can just play it at any time. I also saw it on my IGN app on my Xbox that I downloaded. I'm like, cool, let me check this out. I'll watch some stuff once in a while. So it's on there. I watched it. I watched the beginning of another one. It looks good. It's only in its alpha stage, so you can see this, like with the way he swings his, graphically it doesn't look good. But I also noticed the way he swings his lightsaber doesn't look exactly smooth. But hey, take it for what it is, but it doesn't look that bad. It actually looks good. Obviously they're going to need to polish it up, but it's due in November. You look it up. Like I saw it. I know it was announced, a couple months ago, but they had a small trailer for it, and obviously it's been more announced now. Now, if you're one of the few that watched this video, it will be more details at E3, so you'll be able to see it more there and get more of a better idea what it is, and maybe they'll talk more about it. Um, and that's the biggest news. I also forgot to mention that EA mentioned 3 indie titles. It's cool that they're taking an interest in indie. That's good. I know, sorry, it's a little off the subject a tad, but Jedi Fallen Order looks like a game. I mean, maybe some Jedi, some Star Wars people are anticipating, because I know I saw Star Wars 1313. I was like, damn, I really wish this game would come out. I think there was another game or two that I saw, and I was like, I wish EA wouldn't have canceled these games. They look great. I wanted to release them. Um, so now I think a lot of people are going to rejoice over the fact that they're releasing a Star Wars game, and hopefully they make more. But so that's generally the biggest news of this E3 day. Like there's like a few days, so it's like pre-day 2 or something, day 1, and it officially kicks off on the 11th. So, like I said, tune into those, check those out, check Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. If you want to see more coverage of that, more coverage of the E3, check the websites out. Heck, you just have to Google it. I hope I'm with you and you follow E3. You want to find out what new gaming news is out there. There's just so much that I couldn't do the video. It's as long as it is. I couldn't do it longer because I have so much stuff to talk about. But so thanks for watching. If you watched, obviously, this is my 3rd video. Like I said, I plan on doing generally every day because there's news videos every day. It's not a guarantee, but as I get more into it, I can report on different news. But I hope to build this up and just make friends and be part of this awesome gaming community that I've been in love with for years. I can't even stress the way I feel about this community with video games in general, and anyone who's done anything between them. I think everyone deserves credit. I also saw that today, can't remember what games they were, but that the studios, when these people work on these games and they leave, they won't even give them the credit for the game, which I think is wrong. You work on it, you should get something, and I don't think that's fair that they exclude you from it, but unfortunately that's the way they roll. So, my name's Al, and as they say in YouTube land, you can rate, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to hear any comments at all. I hope to be making my next video tomorrow, because I'll be following pre-E3, and there's going to be a lot of big announcements tomorrow. A lot of good games. I'm looking forward to Doom Eternal, like I mentioned before. Of course, you got these big names here in the list first that I'm looking forward to seeing. I hope you are too. And take care, be safe, and until next time. Like I said, rate, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching the video.